Hello again, I'm Beth O'Connor, and some of you may have already joined me on some of the previous videos that we've been touring core and lesson planning. We've been thinking about the importance of our observationally based assessment system and its connection to how it is that we do intentional planning. And just a reminder that when we think about intentional planning, we're thinking about all the parts of the day. We're thinking about every part of the routine. We're thinking always about active learning. What we're going to be thinking about here is your choices, your options for writing lesson plans. You do have options. We know that's important. You're offering choices to children. We want to make sure you have choices. Just a reminder that what you're doing every day is thinking really about the children in front of you and yourself. How are you really engaging with children? How are you planning? What are you planning? And because we're high scope teachers, we do this based on the children in front of us, not based on what some other book tells us to do. You have two options for completing your lesson plans, and I'm going to walk you through both of them. One of the options is built into your core system. This is the dashboard, actually the side panel that you'll bring up when you bring up your core. When you log into your core, you'll see that there's a button there called Lesson Planner. That's one of the options that you have for completing your lesson plan. So I'll walk you through that, and then I'll walk you through the second option. Just a reminder that you are required to do lesson planning for the week. And if you're a 4-day classroom, it's Monday through Thursday, or 5-day is Monday through Friday. And you must post those plans. The idea being, of course, that you actually refer to them. Your lesson plan should be complete enough that, heaven forbid you're not there for whatever reason, someone could step in, read your plan, and know what to do. Of course, they would never do it as well as you would with your children, but it's the idea that then I know what to do, and also so does someone else. So either way you choose to do your lesson planning, post that lesson plan for each day. If you choose to use the lesson planner in core, which a lot of teachers really like, this is an example of what your page would look like. This particular week there was no school on the 15th, so that's why you see those little green circles. And then for each of the boxes throughout the day, you'll see a description. So it will say greeting time, and if you clicked on that button, what it would bring up is your plan. So it will tell you what materials you will need, what the steps of that particular activity, what you really want to think about, the kind of open-ended questions you will ask, the individualization that you will do. So for each of those days. If you choose to use the core lesson planner, one advantage is that built into core are already preloaded lesson plans. So plans for small group, for large group, for transitions, for times throughout the day. A lot of teachers really like to use those. So you can search those. If you click on the green circle, you'll see a button that says search lessons. Just something that some teachers really like to do. The other advantage of using core lesson planner is that you don't have to email it to your program manager. Your program manager can access your core at any time. So he or she can just check in and make sure that your lesson planning is effective. Once you've completed your lesson plan for the week, then you print it. And so you can see there on the upper right on your dashboard, it's supposed to look like a printer. To me, it looks like a piano. Click on that, and that's your print. That's your options to print. And I would say play with it. There are different options. A lot of teachers really like just the daily summary of your lesson plan. That's helpful. It will also print for you a weekly materials list, which some teachers find helpful as well. So enter it, type it in, click on print, print it out, and you're good to go for each day. The second option that you have for completing lesson plans is a word-based template. Where do you find this template? If you go back to your staff dashboard, you'll see the box that says teaching staff. If you click on that, so you're now in the teaching staff dashboard, you will see the button that says education, along with all the other resources there. If you open the education portal, what you'll see is a folder of lesson planning. all things lesson planning are in this folder. So even if you're using the core lesson planner, I encourage you to go to this set of resources. What you'll find here are links to the forms that you need if you choose to use this version of the lesson plan, but also an information sheet about lesson planning, just to kind of give you some tips and tricks on how to do lesson planning. You can also find the alignment between the core goal and the ELOF goal that we've talked about, because for every group time plan, you have a core goal and you have an ELOF goal. That link will help you to be able to find what the connection is. So it's a really good set of resources. So if you choose to use the template version of the lesson plan, you would just go to, it says, this happens to be Early Head Start, just below is Head Start. It says EHS Daily Lesson Plan 5-Day Layout. Open that. It's a Word document. The key thing here is that you can type into it, but remember that this is a template. So what you'll want to do is save it so save it to your desktop, and then for each week. So you will save it as week 122, week 129. So you'll have an ongoing record of your lesson plans. The nice thing is that one benefit that some teachers like to using this version of the lesson plan is that the core ELOF items are built directly into the lesson planner. You'll see a drop-down menu for each of the 36 core items, and you can just click on that and it automatically populates it, puts it into your group time plan. And, the one thing to remember if you're choosing to use this version of the lesson plan is that you do have to email it to your program manager. So because he or she can't have access when you're working on your computer, he or she doesn't have access to that. So you have to then download it and then attach it in an email to your program manager. How do you find that? Go back to your staff dashboard. You'll see a button that says Communication Tools. Outlook is your communication tool for email. So you will open that and you will find here how to attach and send that lesson plan each week to your program manager. And that's to be done on Fridays. I should mention here that just because you email it, just because you print it, doesn't mean you can't change it. So if you had a plan for the week and it was based on being outside every day and it's going to rain, then you change it. That's absolutely fine. That's what we do. We have a plan and then we have flexibility. So, but it must be emailed every Friday, and then your program manager will take a look. I want to just quickly kind of walk you through a couple of the resources that you'll find in your dashboard portal, because I think you'll find them helpful. Among the things that you'll find are some sample plans. So what should this look like? What should my daily planning form look like? You'll find some examples, just some ways of thinking about what goes into each of these boxes. What does it look like to, what kind of information should I put into these boxes? So if you go to that lesson planning resource file, you'll find some examples. You'll find some for Early Head Start, you'll find some for Head Start. The idea here is that, again, I should be able to look at this plan and understand what's going to happen. A key feature in either the core lesson planner or the template is the individualization piece. This is not a generic plan for any 4-year-old. This is a plan for your children in your classroom. And you have to document how you're making this plan specific to each child. So how are you individualizing? Simply planning a small group is an incredible thing. Each child will come to that small group with his or her own developmental levels and abilities. So how will I know how to respond? That's where core will help you. So you will put into those boxes for your group time plans your individualization focus. On the core lesson planner, you'll find a box that is simply for individualization. Individualization can look like, this is a child I'm kind of perplexed by, I'm not quite connecting with him, I want to know him better. It might be, wow, this child is like at a level 7, I can't figure out what to do next. It could be, any number of reasons, but these are children you're going to pay really special attention to. You're also going to find in these lesson plans examples of transition activities. As a part of active supervision and as a part of best practice and lesson planning, we not only plan for each of the routines of the day, we also plan for transitions. So how am I going to help children move comfortably, successfully through each routine in the day? So you're planning transitions, a way in and a way out of each routine of the day. What kind of choices are you going to offer? So if you know you're going to sing Wheels on the Bus, what choices are the children going to have? You know, who's going to be on that bus? I heard a teacher singing this the other day, and there were dinosaurs on the bus, and that, that's fine, that's great. So plan for transitions and put that into your lesson plan, so that you're planning for those just as you're planning for each other part of the day. And the other thing, another resource that you'll find in that resources folder is what's called an annotated lesson plan. An annotated lesson plan just tells you, again, gives you instruction or direction about the kinds of things you would be putting into those boxes. It's really helpful. The best thing to do is to sit with a veteran teacher, of whom there are many in our program. Ask them, how do you figure out what to put in the boxes? How do you know what to do? Talk with them, do this as a team, and then pull up these resources. Find the resources in the folder. We're always looking to add more resources to our resources list, so let us know if you've got some great ideas. You're not reinventing the wheel. This is incredibly hard work. Think about how many people in the world have no idea. You're a preschool teacher, you're an infant or toddler teacher, and yep, I'm planning for math. I'm planning for geography. I'm planning for how to help children identify emotions. Yes, I am, because that's what I do. That's what you do every day. So onward, onward, onward. Please reach out to us for questions. Our emails are here. Many of you know you can reach me a lot of different ways. I'm so ready to support you, as is the entire Head Start Consortium. We want this job to be the job that you want to stay in forever. And knowing that it's really hard, we're here to support you. So I thank you.